Welcome to the greatness. We just had summergamefest, which is one of the biggest gaming events of the year. This is where developers update what they've been working on, and there were a lot of games shown. In this video, I'm going to break down the games I'm excited to play. And let's start with my most anticipated game of the year, Phantom Blade Zero, made by S-Game. This is their first big project, and the concept looks awesome. They took inspiration from classic kung fu movies.
What secret did you sell him?
Final Fantasy VII Revelation, made by Square Enix. Final Fantasy VII Remake modernized the gameplay excellently. You can control each character in your party, and customize them as a damage, tank, or support. It takes the classic ATB system and allows basic attacks while the bar fills. While the game is called a remake, it is actually an alternate reality of the original story. It will release simultaneously on all platforms, second quarter of 2027. Final Fantasy Resonance, made by Square Enix. Finally, a new game with a classic turn-based system. The main characters seem to be able to use the spirit of previous Final Fantasy characters. This is interesting. Release date, October 22nd on all platforms. Fable, made by Playground Games. They are the makers of Forza, and this is their first game outside of the racing genre. They created a new team to take on the task of a Fable reboot. It is a fantasy action RPG where your choices affect the world and the people around you. Release date, February 23rd, 2027. Palworld 1.0, made by Pocket Pair. This game proved that gamers are hungry for a new IP in the monster fighting genre. Pokemon has dominated for so long, nothing has come close. Palworld is actually in the survival genre that happens to have monster fighting. Early access was a glitchy mess, and the public server lag was terrible. But even with that, the game is still fun, and broke records with over 2 million concurrent players. That's the third highest player count of all time on Steam. Release date, July 10. Wolf Among Us 2, made by Telltale Games. You play as the big bad wolf, who is an investigator in a town full of fairy tale characters. The story is engaging, as you solve mysteries within the fairy tale community. It has been 13 years since the first game. The studio closed down in 2018, and were revived by LCG Entertainment a year later. Possible release date, sometime 2027. So these are the main games I definitely want to play right now. There are a few others that if I have time, I would probably get to. Star Wars Zero Company looks interesting, where you build your own team that can consist of Mandalorians, Stormtroopers, Jedi, robots, and many more. And there is permanent death, so you have to be smart in your decisions. I'm strictly PC, which is why Wolverine and Ocarina of Time Remake are not on here. Otherwise, they would be. I look forward to trying these games out, and the first one on the list coming up is Palworld 1.0 in July. Thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, and until next time, peace.